are live, Chris Denman one-on-one with my new best friend, Mia Jackson. Excited. You guys just heard this. If you haven't heard yet, this is huge. St. Louis, we've got LouFest. It's their 9th year in existence. They've never had comedy before. They're averaging about 30,000 people a day for their music festival this year. Headliners, Robert Plant, TPain, Modest Mouse, Michael McDonald, lots of great musical acts. It's going to be a great time here in St. Louis and Forest Park. And we are live. Myself and Travis Terrell are proud to have the first ever comedy stage. One of the headliners from that stage, Mia Jackson, joining me right now on the line. We're going to have you here in St. Louis so soon, Mia. I couldn't be more excited. You come highly recommended from some of our friends that we share. So thank you so much for chatting, and thanks for coming to St. Louis. I'm pumped to have you.
Well, you know what? Thank you. I'm really excited about coming because I think the only time I've spent in St. Louis, it might have been at the airport. So
let's talk about this. You've never performed here?
I've never performed in St. Louis. I think I flew into St. Louis to go to I did some show in the middle of somewhere. And then, you know what? I was near St. Louis. Is Fairview Heights or something, Illinois, like really close?
Oh, you played that room. There was there was a club that just shut down. Yeah. Well, maybe it was it called Hey Guys?
You know what? I feel like it might have been, what was it?
Who knows?
Comedy H2O. I might just be making up stuff, but nonetheless,
right.
Nonetheless, I was somewhere near there. Yeah, so that's the closest I've been, but I've never been I never performed in St. Louis. Yeah.
Well, this will be a great baptism. So there's some great clubs here. You got your Funny Bone. We do a lot of stuff with Helium. There's Helium here. You've got the Laugh Lounge that just opened up. So there's clubs here, but this is unique. So here's the crazy thing too. So we've got you, Taylor Tomlinson, Matt Rife, if you're familiar with him, all headlining. And then we've got 10 local comics that are all very talented. I'm excited to see this because there's literally 30,000 people walking around at this thing. So it could be 200 people. It could be 5,000 people. I don't know. We'll see how many people are there. So it's not a typical club experience, but we are going to do a special small show in a small room. So I hope that it's a unique experience and you leave super happy and super excited, because if you're as good as I hear you are, I'm going to have to bring you back.
I would love,
sure.
Look, I'm already going, yeah, I would love to come back. But I mean, obviously,
yeah. Right. Wait till I have like 3 drinks and I'm like, hey, Mia. You can't do that in your business. There's so many people that either overstep boundaries or just kind of don't get it. I applaud you all because you have to deal with the public a lot, and that doesn't always bode well for interactions.
Right. Yeah. Because
was that the most polite way I could ever put that?
That is the nicest. It's.
Right.
I don't even know if we're really giving people the real deal, because people are crazy. Let's say that people are.
Okay, that needed to be said.
I'll say it. People are crazy. Some of our interactions can be interesting. So
you're playing nice too.
No. I mean, listen, I don't even know if I can begin to just talk about some of the most insane things that have happened post show with people. So I'll be nice so that we want the people of St. Louis to know that it's going to go well. We will have great interactions. We're all going to love each other. No one's going to say anything crazy.
That's exactly right. And we're not going to let anything goofy happen to Mia, so you're excited to come back. So, okay, so we were talking a little bit before we started. So our friend Roy Wood Jr. connected us together. I've met Roy a couple times, been on the show. He's a buddy now. He's a nice guy, super talented. He recommended you, and then you get the ultimate in my world sign off. The asshole, my friend, partner, buddy, Ian Bagg, says that you're funny, that's huge news. That's over the top. So he says you're funny, beautiful, gonna be a star. certainly the path you're taking, if people aren't familiar, Last Comic Standing, you've been on Inside Amy Schumer, you were in a film called Mother's Day. You're doing all the right things, and if those people stand behind you, it's just a matter of time, right? So I'm lucky to be able
I
to
hope
talk to
so. I
you.
mean, and if I have the cosign from them, then like I feel. I don't think you know how this has boosted my confidence for today. Like I might actually walk down the street like wearing a shirt with my belly out. Like that's how
Look
good
at
I
you.
feel right
Hey,
now. I have not done
is it okay if I do that too?
absolutely. We should when I come to St.
Okay.
Louis, we will both because hopefully by then I will have done some ab exercises. Um, so it'll be right.
Yeah.
It'll be great.
I'm in the middle of a rebeautification process as well, and boy, is it
You
fun!
know what? If that is not the best thing I have ever heard,
Because I
beautification.
used to be. It's my last name's Denman. It's make Denman hot again. I used to be so hot. I'm 34. I work all the time. I've kind of let myself go. It's time to get back
Oh,
in it.
stop it. You know you haven't let yourself go. You stop it right now.
Well, I'm excited to get you in here. I'm curious. Have you ever done a festival outside before? Because
Yeah.
here's the other thing. I don't know if he's playing your day, but I'm gonna need a beautiful, talented woman like yourself to go and make this Michael McDonald TPain collaboration happen because they're both playing. And I mean, can you imagine TPain with the auto tune and Michael
Oh,
McDonald doing what's his?
yes. What a feeble
How
lips,
great
all
will
that
that be?
stuff. Yes. Oh my God, I would die. That would be the best. Yeah.
I
No.
think I'd be really happy with that happening. Gary Clark Jr. is on. I can't believe I forgot
Oh,
Gary Clark Jr. He's amazing
I
too.
think I
So
just heard of
he's in
him. I just what was it? Was he on what's the show? Was it
Austin City Limits,
Luke
maybe,
Cage?
or
I feel like he
I
was
don't
on
know.
an episode.
Oh,
I think so. Like when
really?
they do like the scenes in the club, because I was like, who is this guy? And I just looked him up recently, and I'm like, he's amazing. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right. Gary Clark Jr. If Trouble Was Money, he put it was on that. Nice, very cool. I'm I'm excited to. I've said it 18 times. I'm excited to get you here. But so tell me about this. So we have. I'm trying to think. We've had Rachel Feinstein
Rachel.
on a bunch. She's great. So is she part of your? Is she part of
You
your
know what?
crew?
Like I actually like in the past year or so, I met her through Amy, and so I actually did a show.
Hmm.
We all did a show in New York 2 weeks ago at a place called Pier 17 Seaport. It's like this newly opened thing. But yeah, Rachel is great. I love Rachel. She's the best.
That's fantastic. Yeah, I was. It's cool to see, and then obviously we have Nikki Glaser from here in St. Louis. That's kind of
Yeah,
it's.
I actually
What's
just
that?
met her too. In fact, when yeah,
Oh, did you really? Yeah, I was gonna say I'm doing all this name dropping, but it's interesting. I love whenever people like Amy Schumer who have ascended to a certain level, they kind of do the entertainment version of, hey, I got about 10 friends that are really
yeah,
talented too.
yeah.
Check them
Oh,
out. You know what I mean? I mean,
oh yeah. I'm touring with her right now. So
yeah, how does that go? Like somebody that's reached her level, somebody that's on the up and up like yourself, and you've done plenty yourself. I'm not trying to take away from that, but when you're on a big, massive tour like that, is it fun? Is it challenging? I mean, what are the some of the perks and some of the negatives of
look,
a big
first
Amy
of
Schumer
all, there
tour?
are no negatives. There are none at all. Look,
None.
listen, when you get to
Listen, Mia, we're starting
I
out.
am
You're lying to me
not. No,
already.
because
Like this
listen,
is.
you're talking to a person who I have performed in bars before, where people
Oh
will
yeah,
go when
yeah.
you show up and they're like, "Who are you?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm supposed to
Uh
be
huh.
performing tonight." Oh yeah, great. Okay, well, you know what? Like I've done shows where I've been like,
Right.
"Hey, can I like do I get a drink tab or a discount?" And they're like, "Discount? Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
who are you? Like why would you ask for something? Like you want water? Like." And I've been to places where they've gone, "Oh, you want that Red Bull? $5." And I'm like, I could have just gone to the store before
Mm.
he. So when you're on a being on a cool tour with Amy, it's all like it'll be stuff like, "Oh, wait a minute, there's gonna be snacks in the green room for me. Like these are my snacks." Like
How many bottles of how many glasses of Dom Perignon have you spit back at the employee
I
and said
would
this isn't a
never
good
do
year?
that. I would never do anything of the sort. And if I would only spit back like wine that came in like a twist off cap, but not.
Okay, well, I'll be sure to not stock that whenever you're whenever you're here. I think you'll get a good mix. I mean, hopefully we've got a great crowd at the festival, and then we've got like a small private show that's it's a lot of fun. The room that you'll do, it'll be packed, small place. So I think we're gonna get a unique kind of experience at that. So I'm glad to hear you haven't changed, being out living the posh
Yeah,
life on the
no, no,
road
no.
with Amy
My
Schumer.
it is very humbling to because we were just in Vegas and we were at Lake Tahoe. So it's very humbling to be like, all right, I'm doing performing in front of 2,500 people, and then it's like,
Oh
all
my
right, well,
gosh,
I'll
yeah.
just hope that someone pays attention at this bar. Uh,
Well, that's the deal with comedians, and I see it all the time where it's you can be at the top of your game, and then you get put in the wrong or right situation, and your ass will
oh,
get humbled
very
real quick, and it's
easy. I mean, that's why. In fact, look, I would like to say I do it on purpose. I'm like, you know what? Let me get a bar show to get myself back in check. You know,
right.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You're like the professional boxer that still
Oh,
goes and brawls in the
you
street
got
once in a
to.
while,
You know,
right?
you got to remember
Yeah.
you got to walk into a club and go, oh yeah, that's right. I get half off wings tonight as my payment. Okay. Like,
Exactly. And then too, where it's like it's weird too because we run that. We've done some bigger shows. We'll do just whatever it is, the different sizes with a theater with 2,000 people, or if it's our weekly bar show that we do, that's 20 to 100 people. Who knows? It's weird because if you do like a free show and it's just maybe for the bar and for comics to work out their material, you don't want to scream at the people who are there just hanging out. It's just I've developed this little. It's like a snap, like you snap. Hey, hey, hey! Pay attention. Let's go. It's kind of embarrassing though when I think about it because I'm like, oh man, this is what I've become. This is this is one of those things. But you develop those different ways to deal with
oh
people, don't you?
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, you just it's I just look at them like it's all ever changing, and the one thing that I realize in the midst of all this, whether it's a bar show, whether it's a fancy important show, I'm like I can control my behavior, so you know I can. I'm like if I can
Yeah.
control
Well,
anything.
Well, as you're doing just it looks like a kick-ass job of moving up your career. What's the plan? Is there a plan? Obviously, you have to love
Yeah,
stand up and
yeah,
performing,
yes,
and there's some different avenues. But in today's entertainment area, I mean, I feel like, and tell me if you feel differently, but I feel like there's more opportunities than ever, and for somebody that'll go out and take them, and then there are a bunch of unique ways to make money performing.
yeah. There are there are so many ways to make.
That sounds a little like is there a negative something side to that? I mean, what do we
It, I mean, I guess just with any form of entertainment, you gotta decide what's the way that you make the money. Are you gonna feel? Can you sleep at night with the way you've done it? So,
Okay, so people can take this two ways. They could say somebody's thrown her a porn offer, or somebody's thrown
oh,
her a horrible sitcom offer where you do like so this comes to mind, and I always think about this. I've hung out, interviewed with Sherry
oh
Shepherd,
yeah.
super famous, successful Black woman, and she told me how she wanted, and just what you just said. I was like, it's either somebody's being sexual or somebody's being like they want you to come in and say, I told y'all, and just like be over the top ridiculous. And she's like, you take a role like that and you just kind of whatever. But
Yeah.
is that what you're kind of leaning
Look,
towards, or is there
that's
something I'm
exactly
not?
yeah, yeah. Because
Yeah.
like I've you actually just reminded me of something I one time Someone sent me, you
Sorry.
brought back some memories.
My
No,
bad.
someone sent me an audition once, and they were like, "Oh, because I was still living in Atlanta at the time, and they were like, this will be perfect for her." And this is what it
Mhm.
was. It was like they were like, "We need a tall woman. We need a tall woman who is willing to do
Mhm.
a topless scene with a little person." And they were like, and which again, totally fine. I'm not saying like, hey, that wasn't the issue, but
Bring
it
it
was
on.
like it was topless, and then like the pay, they were just like, right, it'll be like 125 for the day if she's willing to do it. And I'm like, if I am gonna go topless, some I need some more zeros, like I need, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it was
125 per
right, but they were,
freckle. Like, get
yes,
out of
and
here.
they were so. I mean, and I had the person that sent it to me. I wrote him back, and I was like, yeah, no, this is for a topless scene for $125, and he's like, no, it's not. And I said, do you not need it? Like that's exactly what it is, and I'm not doing that. And then
Uh-huh.
he's like, oh, okay, yeah, yeah, I can see why you wouldn't. And then like another time, I got someone tried to pitch me for a reality show, and then the person from the company legit looked at me, and she was like, so Mia, do you have an attitude? And I was like, I'm about to get
Oh
one.
no.
And I'm like she's like, but just tell me who you
Yep.
are. Like, are you angry, are you sassy? And I'm like, your questions are pushing me to that point. Yeah.
I'm
No, no,
sorry. I
no, no,
shouldn't
no.
be
You
laughing.
should laugh because it's ridiculous. It's crazy. Yeah, yeah. So
Oh
it's a
boy.
matter of like with the making money, it's like, are you willing to do those
Oh,
things? And and if you're not, what is that gonna mean?
right.
But I mean, I just try to do stuff that I feel like I can go, okay, I felt good doing that, or I felt all right doing that.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I can sleep at night and I didn't
But
shame my family. Yeah.
that's a good that's a good thing. I always love that. I started off the first time I was ever in a live performance situation, live on stage. We did a live, and this is so I got into radio, podcasting later on, whatever. But I don't know, 31 or something. So I had never really done anything, and it's the
Yeah,
Adam
yeah, I know
Carolla
he is.
show.
Yeah.
You know him? So I'm on stage in front of 2,000 people. We were the guests. Like, it's a long story, but and we did a 2-hour podcast with him. And I told a story about being in a strip club with a stripper just doing something really disgusting. And my mom's and I'm, of course, of the 2,000 people in the crowd, I see my
Yeah.
mom in like the 10th row, as I'm telling this. And you gotta sell it, right? You gotta tell it funny and be good about it. And that's one of those things that's kind of important too when
Yeah,
you do
yeah, and you
it.
gotta, yeah, because I mean, I've
So
said balls in front of my
yeah,
mom, and I was like, all right, you know what? Balls came
and
out,
that's
but
enough.
here's the crazy thing that I would like to say about that though. My mother is this super, she's in HR, so she's very very proper. But
Oh
so later
wow.
on, I'm like, oh God, I can't believe I said this joke in front of her. But then the next time I come and perform, it was like in my hometown. Then my mom was like, "Oh, are you gonna do the joke
Mhm.
about the balls? It is hilarious." And I was like, "Wait a minute, wait a minute." So I'm like, "You're requesting ball jokes? Okay, all right. Well, it's for you."
Uh-huh.
But yeah, but
That's
you're right.
good. But
You gotta tell it regardless of who's in the crowd. So
you do, and that's the thing. Your mom has probably seen more disgusting
a
emails than
racist.
you'll ever
Oh
know,
yeah,
too. So
yeah.
think
I
about
mean,
that.
yeah. You're right. You're right.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad your family's
Yeah.
behind you. That's important, and it's exciting for somebody like you that seems to just have the right momentum and then have all the positivity around you. So I couldn't be. I hope I'm not overselling it. I'm really excited
Yeah,
for you
I
to come
am.
here. We're gonna have a
Listen,
great
as
time.
soon as I heard about the opportunity, I was like, hell yeah, I'm going. Yeah, yeah, I'm going to do this. I was like,
That's
okay, Louis.
perfect. See, like what else? That's another thing with this stuff. It's kind of like you have to be around each other for a couple days,
Yeah,
like at least like for whatever, you have to be. So you want to have fun people who are like, oh, this is a cool thing, not like, hey, go fetch me something or do something where we're having a weird interaction all this. And you're from Atlanta, right?
Well, originally from Columbus, Georgia, but I lived in Atlanta for a long time.
I
So
gotcha.
yeah,
Okay.
so yeah, a little bit of both. Yeah.
So I think Saint like this isn't Saint like so. First off, I don't. What are your what's your gen? Do you have a gen? And be honest, like because it's usually like oh, a lot of people get murdered there or or something about St. Louis. Like people don't necessarily know that, and there are some whatever interesting spots, I guess you could say. But there, if you know your way around, or you have people that have good taste. You can go to a corner barbecue store in the middle of a small neighborhood. You could go to a corner, any type. Name the type of food that you like. It's here, and you can definitely
That's what I
yeah.
want.
And then on top of that,
Barbecue.
LouFest, where we're going to be, they are big into the local food scene. They have an area called there's a VIP area for people like yourself, and then but they've got local places that have like good food, so it's not the stuff you would get at a stadium or something like that.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That is all. That is my Christmas wishes come
Well,
true.
I'll make sure to take you to some great places. What are we looking for while we're here? There's literally, I mean, is there anything in particular you look out for?
Barbecue. I want
Oh, well,
barbecue.
we've got about several different options, so we're definitely
All
down.
right, that's what I
All
want.
right.
I want barbecue.
Yeah, you're in
Yes.
LA right now?
I'm in LA at the moment. Yes.
Not too many barbecue choices in LA.
You know what? That is what I was like, yeah, someone told me, they're like, yeah, we don't have great barbecue here. And I'm
Right.
like, what? No, a city where people live off of kale?
Yeah.
What?
I was
Um,
gonna say, yeah, a piece of tofu
Kale and
with some sauce.
avocado? Okay.
Yeah.
Right. I'm like that. Yeah.
We'll have to cut loose while you're here and get some
Yeah.
good food. So
I'm ready.
yeah, I'm pumped to have you in. So Mia Jackson, hey, where do you like people to go check out? Facebook, Twitter, Instagram? What do you do?
Well, I have a website, miajackson.com. I actually like to, I make the payment so that it gets to stay live. So that's I'm
When you're
people to
you're
my
coming up, it doesn't
website.
always stay on.
Yeah. So right. Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. It's like yeah. Yeah. So I like to just keep so my website, miajackson.com. I'm on Instagram and Twitter at Mia Comedy. And I am on Facebook, and I mean I have a regular page, but look, due to some of those fan interactions that are interesting, you have to be a friend of a friend to send me a request. But I do have a fan page, which is just comedian Mia Jackson on Facebook.
Well,
So
I'm gonna make sure I've got you added, and who knows, maybe by the end of all this, we'll be friends too. So
we will be friends.
that's important. Well, I'm great. Mia,
Yes.
thank you so much. We are live again at LouFest comedy for the first time ever. Mia Jackson headlining on Saturday, September 8th. We're excited to have her in. Check out miajackson.com.
We are live, live.